Oh, I didn't see you there. Hi, how are you doing? Um, so today's video is gonna be a little different. It's not gonna be a fully edited, produced uh, skit kind of sketch thing. I started this YouTube channel um, 8 years ago. uh, which is crazy, you know. Like I was in high school, and I'm in my mid 20s now. You know, it's. That was my cat. She's right. What are you doing? And in those 8 years, I have very much kind of evolved the way that I like to make content. I kind of started off just wanting to make plain old videos about games that I liked and, try to be funny, maybe, you know, have fun doing it. Maybe have a community, maybe be one of those YouTube guys, But since then, things have changed in the way that I like to view and create things. And with it, put it on my bill has changed. I want to be making a lot of different things right now. I have a lot of plans and kind of creative ideas that I've been workshopping and retooling, if that's the right word. But if I'm being honest, I feel in some ways put into a box. This channel, my filmmaking, creating things in general, has always kind of been something that I did because I enjoy it. I love the fact that I have even a small fan base who are, find interest in the things that I'm making. But at the end of the day, I have always done these things for me because I enjoy them and it just ticks boxes for me, It's fulfilling to make things. And maybe it wouldn't be if I didn't have people to show these things. So I thank you very much for that. But that's all to say that the box that I feel creatively trapped in is a box purely in my own head, which I've come to decide stems from the fact that I have a story, I have a narrative that I've been crafting throughout these videos, and I feel like that's the only thing that I can make. It's not what I want to be making, but it felt like the only real way to be able to make other things is to talk about the narrative, the lore, if you will, for Put It On My Bill. It honestly feels to me that the only way I can create things that are outside of this story, this narrative, that kind of break the fourth wall of the narrative, is to break the fourth wall. Because this channel is, for the most part, the story that I have been trying to tell. There's things I've done that are completely outside of that. Things like lukewarm takes in pairs. Things like Me Time, my kind of podcast thing that I did maybe 3 or 4 times. But let's just talk about it. from Put It On My Bill was a young man who did nothing wrong to anybody, but who, shortly after graduating high school, at the age of 18, was kidnapped, was abducted by a shadowy corporation known as the Axiom Corporation. The fact is that Bill was experimented on. He was fed serums and put through rigorous brainwashing with the intention by the Axiom Corporation of synthesizing a kind of social media like influencer, content creator person who would serve as a tool for widespread propaganda at the hand of the Axiom Corporation, and two, make the Axiom Corporation a whole lot of money through the YouTube ad revenue system. This experiment backfired. Bill began to experience hallucinations, psychosis. He began to develop an alternative reality, and spent most of his time in said reality. That's where all these wild and eccentric, call them imaginary friends, call them alter egos, but all these characters are all just illusions. The story is kind of an ongoing thing. It kind of started off and it was just me playing video games. Some Let's Play videos here, some reviews there. Then at some point, I just started to go off the deep end. Videos came out that just exhibited signs that Bill was hallucinating, was in a different world, and it got progressively more and more nonsensical, until it got to the point where Bill started seeing new versions of himself. Sometimes these personas would be violent, sometimes they would be kind of antagonistic, but other times they would be very friendly, very kind, helpful, Then at some point, these videos, and as kind of an extension, this channel became more horror-centric. Horror-centric. I say that weird. I feel like I said that weird just now. Stuff like the Bill Hunt video, which was never made. And even that kind of has a lore reason. Kind of a backstory, like an explanation for that video, why it was never made, that I came up with as kind of a part of this whole Axiom Corporation story arc. My videos became more and more kind of dark and spooky until it became apparent that Bill was being hunted. This started with the video in the woods, where Bag Boy comes out there at the end and he attacks me. And if you pay attention to that video, there's a lot of kind of spooky moments here and there, things that happen like in the background, maybe stuff that only happens for a frame or two. This video kind of led into, a few months later, the video where Bill is, he's bound, and he's clearly under a lot of stress, he's panicking, something's going on, of which he is not consenting to. The Put It On My Bill show series was just kind of me having fun. But I tried very hard to incorporate a lot of aspects of lore in those videos. Things like, Moiksa Dependik, which is backwards for Axiom kidnapped. There was even a link at that segment of the video where if you clicked on that, it took you to a part of my website where there was a short little body of text that kind of hinted at and kind of alluded to the experimentation and abduction that Bill had experienced at the hands of the Axiom Corporation. There's hints at the Axiom Corporation in a lot of my videos. Freeze frames of text here and there, little bits of audio, stuff like that. One piece of recurring imagery, I just bit my tongue, was Bill drinking beverages. If you pay attention, in probably 90% of my videos, I am drinking something. Sometimes it's a soda, sometimes it's a chocolate milk, sometimes it's a water. In a few of my videos, I kind of implied that it was alcohol that I was drinking. But in a lot of my videos, I'm drinking something at some point. This was meant to kind of allude to the serum, the kind of experimental serum that this corporation had injected Bill with, and that, for all we know, is still being fed into Bill's arm as he lies in a hospital bed hallucinating all this stuff. Which is all to say that, a year and a half ago, around Christmas of 2020, Bill had his psyche, and maybe even his body, completely taken over by his greatest enemy, his subconscious antagonist, his nemesis, Bag Boy. And as Bill has responded to this in the past, he went on the run. He ran away from Bag Boy. He ran away from his audience. He ran. That's my cat's foot. Can you see that? We saw this in the past couple of videos. His hair got long. He was living out of his car. He was living out in nature, and now he's found himself in another safe house. A temporary hiding spot, because Bill needs to keep moving, because Bill is still being hunted. What's next for the character of Bill? Will his imaginary friends be coming back? Will the story continue to unfold? Absolutely. But the fact is, it's not all I want to do. I want to be doing a lot of things. I want to be making a lot of things. I want to be talking about all kinds of stuff on my channel, and it just made sense for me to talk about the story so far, to kind of get me into a soft reboot, if you will. Which brings me to the soft reboot that I am planning on bringing to this channel. Put It On My Bill. I have a tapestry, come on. Will always be Put It On My Bill. It's the name of my site. It is, my whole brand, whatever you want to call it. But as I want to be making more videos, different videos, it feels right for me to refer to these videos and video production as a whole, kind of put it under a new umbrella. A smaller umbrella. There's the great big umbrella, which I don't know why I'm doing the visual cues, you don't care. There's the great big umbrella of Put It On My Bill, which is and always will be everything that I do on the internet. Every creative thing that I do ever, period. But my videos specifically, it feels like it makes sense to start referring to my productions as a different thing. Long story short, because it's really, what is there to tell besides the new name of my video production series, channel, network thing. Do you want to know the name? I'll tell you. But first, I would like to thank you very much for watching this video. I'm just a guy who makes things. I hope that's as clear as it can be. I don't want to change the world. I don't want to blow up. I just want to make things. And the fact that you, some person who I may or may not know, watched this whole video where I just talk about the lore and the story of some bullshit, shit that I came up with, that means a lot to me. It really, really means a lot to me, so thank you. Which brings me to thanking my Patreon subscribers. CC Johnson, DeepHell.com, Matthew Gordon, Ree Thompson. I would like to thank you. I hope you found this interesting. So that's all I got. Seriously, thanks for watching. Look forward to the future because I genuinely very much do. I'll talk to you again very soon. But until then, await the next chapter from Sad House Video.